He's the head football coach at Cincinnati. Scott Satterfield joins us on 365 Sports. So what is this lead-up like? I know there was the celebration June 30th, July 1st, and all that, and then you, of course, have been a part of the program for just a few months. But what does this mean, in your opinion, to Cincinnati?
Well, I think it's huge, right? I mean, the chance to finally be at the Power 5 table and to be playing in such a great conference as the Big 12 with so many great teams, coaches, players, towns we get to go play in, and and the teams we get to host. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's something that Cincinnati's been striving to get to for many, many years. Cincinnati's got a great tradition. They have a lot of great coaches that have come through there, and a lot of great players. I mean, 16 players drafted in the last 3 years, and so, but now it's different. We're not in American anymore. Now we're in the Big 12, and we're playing some great teams, and so we're going to have to bring our A game each and every day.
When this job came open and you were considering, obviously, is this something I want to do, was being the captain of the ship as you move into a new league attractive as part of that?
Absolutely. I don't think I would have made the move had they still been in the American, just because – I'm coaching in the ACC. I mean, you want to be at the highest level, but the fact of them going to the Big 12, the fact that they're pouring $134 million in this new indoor football building that we're getting ready to have, and, you can just tell where this program's headed. And, I wanted to be a part of that. And the makeup of Cincinnati, the town, the football program, the blue collar, chip on your shoulder, bring it every day. I just love that. And so for all those reasons is why I wanted to be at Cincinnati.
Well, they've had success, and
yeah.
I've been in a position where I came to a radio station where Paul and I first met, where you get there and there was whatever they did before you did it. And I had to almost put a sign on my door, but this is what we used to do. And obviously they had success with Coach Fickell.
That's right.
Have you had to kind of weave through a little bit of that?
Well, when I got my first head coaching job at Appalachian State, I followed a legend, a college football Hall of Famer, Jerry Moore.
A Baylor grad.
A Baylor grad, absolutely, yes. A proud Baylor grad. Matter of fact, he said he's going to try to come to our game against Baylor. But,
cool.
yeah, I mean, and so the things that I'm going to do is a little bit different than Coach Moore. Now, a lot of the things were similar, right? I mean,
right.
that was my guy. I mean, I coached with him and played for him. But you still got to put your own spin on things. So we did that, and then we had great success in the Sun Belt, and I moved on to Louisville. But so yeah, Coach Fick did an unbelievable job there. But now we're in the Big 12. I mean, we're not in American anymore. The things that we're going to have to do is tweak some things here and there. A lot of the same principles that Coach Fick did, I love, and so we're going to continue to do those things. But it is a new league. It's a new start. So. And how you maneuver in this conference. I mean, that's going to be something we're going to have to learn. Most of our guys, none of our players, none of our coaches really have been in the Big 12. They don't know these teams. What's their makeup and how do you win football games in the Big 12? So those are the things that we'll have to figure out, obviously, quickly. In this business, you can't take too long, and hopefully have success.
How much does your experience at App State as they were transitioning into the Sun Belt inform your experience starting now, transitioning a team into a new league?
Yeah, I think there's some parallels there with, now we went from FCS with 63 scholarships to 85. We had to add, 22 more scholarships or whatever that number is. And so that was different. But it's kind of similar. We're going from American to the Big 12. I think the biggest difference, in my opinion, is going to be the depth and the big guys. I mean, you better have big guys and you better have some depth because you're going to have to play the twos and the threes. And if it's a huge drop-off, then it's going to be very noticeable. And so that's where we got to, really do a really good job of adding big guys and getting more depth in there. And that's going to take a couple of years. I mean, that's something you can't do overnight. It's just hard. It's going to be hard to do.
How much did you smile, App State, Michigan, App State A&M?
Yeah.
They've got some, my goodness.
I know. It's incredible. There's something about App State and the program there that's just kind of in the DNA. They don't care who you're playing. You're going to try to go win. And in this day and age in college football, any given day, anybody can beat anybody, and we all know that. And even in this league, I mean, whoever finished, last or second to last year could beat the first place team in this league if they show up that day. So, but that's the parity. I think that's why college football is such a popular sport throughout the country. You never know who's going to win that day. But very proud of my school that went down to Texas A&M and beat them boys, and they beat them. I mean, I watched the game.
No.
I mean, it wasn't a fluke. I mean, they beat them that day.
They not only like physically beat them, but mentally kind of choked them out.
That's right.
And is it because like, if you're App State and you're playing A&M, like this is great. Like whatever happens in this game, we're gonna have fun and control it.
Yeah.
And then A&M is thinking like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they're in their own heads so much they couldn't get out of their own way.
No, you're 100% correct. And then Coach Moore used to talk about this all the time. They try to flip the switch. You can't flip the switch.
No.
Like if you don't come with your mind right, ready to go, then it's going to be too late. And App came with it. They were ready to go, and physically ran the ball, played great defense, got turnovers, controlled the game offensively. You know, they had time of possession was huge, and it's very interesting to me because you take a look at Texas A&M, who that signing class they just signed was #1 in the country, all the top big-time players and everything, and App State's got a bunch of play hard, try hard guys and go down there and win. Now that should never happen, right? Mm-hmm. But that just tells you in football that it's so much more than talent. There's so much more than talent. There's heart. There's a mentality that you got to go into the game with, and you got to have that edge, whatever that edge is, and. But the same team that went into Texas A&M that won also went down to Texas State and lost.
Right.
And they shouldn't have. But the same thing happened, right? You have to be ready to go. And so that's why I love college football.
You're recruiting based in a state that has great football at Ohio, but then again, it's also a part of the Big Ten, and we know who's there.
Yeah.
How do you manage your recruiting base?
Yeah.
And obviously Cincinnati's had a lot of really good talent.
Yeah, a lot of really good talent. We get 4 players here today. 3 of them are from Cincinnati, and so it starts right there. We got to, right around, Cincinnati area. We got to really hit that hard and try to keep those guys home. And then within the 3 to 4 hour radius is really what we're looking at. All the way up into Detroit, to St. Louis, and to Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, and kind of in that area right there.
Man, that's a heck of a place to be able to get players.
Oh, ton of talent, ton of talent, and really the right ones too, right? I mean, the blue collar, the tough-minded kids, because the high school coaches are outstanding in Ohio, and to be able to get them, and then dip down into Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and you get some of the speed down there that you want to bring back up, and but if we can find some of the trench guys, and within that 3 hour radius, we'll be hitting on some good players.
And look, Ohio State is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. You're not going to Ohio State's going to get who they're going to get. But is it about, like you said, mentioning owning Cincinnati, a gigantic metro area of being the hometown team? How much is that an advantage for you?
Yeah, no, it's huge. And the thing that we're battling a little bit this right now is the fact that hey, we're just now going to the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
I mean. So the stigma is like, hey, they're not Power 5, so we're battling that. But once we start playing and once we get this build, I mean, it's going to be a whole new ball game. Mm-hmm. In Ohio State, they recruit nationally. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going to get a few guys from Ohio, obviously, but they're going to go out and try to get the best 5 stars in the country, right? So they're not going to take all of them, but we got to build that fence up and not let the West Virginias, the Pitts, and the Michigan States, the world come in there.
Welcome to the Big 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you being on the show. Scott Satterfield, head football coach, Cincinnati. The Bearcats with us in Arlington, AT&T Stadium on 365 Sports.